Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm in North Norfolk to check out the beautiful natural harbour of Wells next the sea, and also check out one of North Norfolk's best beaches. I'm just starting here outside of the Globe Inn, which is actually one of my favourite pubs here in Wells, but they do some nice food in there too. We're going to start just here on the green of Wells, and I've been coming to Wells for years, and I actually never knew there was this green here that was surrounded once upon a time ago by lime trees. Looking at these trees now, not quite sure whether they're lime trees or not. So before we walk up towards the harbour and through the town, and just on the edge of Butlins, which is this green here, was once surrounded by lime trees, we come to this very famous pub, and of course what used to be a hotel. Is it still a hotel? Oh yeah, it is. The Crown. A lot of people always say to me, you must come up and check this out and maybe stay in here, so I'll have to do that one day. Last time I was here in the summer, this was pretty busy. A few people in there today. I do love the colours on that building. So if you've ever been here before, you'll know that the beach is amazing. The beach is absolutely huge, and to get to the beach itself, there is quite a long walk. In fact, you need to walk miles to get to it. So one of the main streets down towards the harbour in Wells is this street here, which is known as Staithe Street. Look at that, some really old-fashioned shops there. There's a chemist. Is that for sale, or is that's just random, that is. Over the garden wall, some really quirky, random garden stuff. And I'm sure I saw a deck chair for sale out here in the summer last year, which was quite expensive for a deck chair. See, you can't go wrong, even in January. Bailey's hot chocolate, yes please. Hot mulled gin, they're still doing that. Place on the left to get seaside stuff, and on the right a nice little deli. But I love all these little buildings to my left. You've got old houses and tiny little shops. Look at this, the never-ending story bookshop. I think that used to be the old chemist just there. Now, as a bit of an amateur photographer myself, looking at some of these pieces, I think I could give them a run for my money. 70 quid, that's pretty good. And in fact, what you can see there, I don't know if you can see that with the glare on the camera, but I'll walk down those steps onto the beach with those beach huts in a moment. See, it's funny, in the summer they've got flip-flops, beach balls, and in the winter they're just selling thermal socks and scarves and gloves. You never see handkerchiefs for sale anymore, do you? Good old organic fruit shop. Little prezzies. There's a butcher's here, and randomly a butcher that is selling sheepskin rugs. In fact, I do like these. How much are they? Although they look like they've been outside for a little while. But yeah, I love a good sheepskin rug. But there you go, random in Wales that you can see one outside of a butcher's. Tiny little tea rooms. That is very tiny in there. Look at these cool little shops. Let's have a quick look. They're pretty cool. Handmade in this lovely seaside town. Look at that. They're handmade in Holt, little Wells beach huts. Thank you very much. That's a cool little shop. So literally down this street you've got pretty much everything you want. A butcher's, a tea shop, a bakery, little boutique shops, gift shops, and of course sweet shops as well. Wow, that takes me back to my childhood, that sign there. Let us know in the comments if you remember that. So you can see in front of us the harbour of Wells, and the tide is actually in today. Last time I was here in the summer, the tide was out, and so you know, if you do come back here different times of the year where the tide's in or out, it does make it look completely different every time you go down there. So I think this used to be a brewery, and you can actually see the doors to where they used to get deliveries into the building, like barley and wheat and all that used to go in. That is so cool, look at that. As you know, most of my videos are about the seaside, and I do love little trinkets like this. In fact, Gabby probably laughs at me because I've got so many little fishermen and little fishing boats just shoved everywhere in the house. So we say goodbye to Staithe Street, and then on to Wells Harbour, where you see all the lobster pots and the crab pots coming in. So just in front of us is the old granary, and amazingly you can actually stay up there. Yeah, would you want to sleep up there? That'd be quite amazing. I think it would freak a lot of people out. The smell of fish is pretty strong around here, obviously, where they land all the fish. And if you've ever wanted to know what kind of fish and seafood you can get from the North Sea, it actually tells you just here where all the fishing boats go, and most importantly what they actually pick up. So from Wells here, as you can see, they can go pretty far out to get different seafood. So it shows you there where they get brown crabs, lobsters, shrimps, mussels, taupe, which is what looks like a shark, and they're found near these wrecks, which is pretty interesting. So only divers will know that actually the North Norfolk coast in the summer, when it's pretty calm, you can do some amazing diving. Gorgeous winter's day, not too cold. They do a few seal trips from here, but also a bit of sea fishing in the summer, where you can actually come along here. Never been into fishing myself, but sea fishing apparently is supposed to be quite exciting. 3 or 10 hour trips available in the summer, wow. So to get to the beach, you've got a pretty long walk, which is what we're going to do in just a moment. In fact, if you look over in the distance, you can see the lifeboat station nestled out there. So as I said, the tide is in at the moment. The tide does move in and out pretty quick in Wells. That ship there has come from Great Yarmouth. And sometimes these lobster pots and crab pots are made just very simply from old bottles and old plastic bottles with cement put in, so they go right to the bottom, and then obviously put the bait in there as well. Look at me, I sound like I'm a fisherman. I must do a fish and chip shop review from French's, because I hear this place is supposed to be really good. So when I get a chance to, I'm definitely going to pop back. Wells Deli, always a favourite as well, to get a breakfast sandwich and a coffee. And in the past 20-30 years, Wells has seen an increase in flooding, especially in the winter when we get those northerly winds. So this barrier has been installed, because you may have seen videos of Wells Harbour being flooded in the past, especially when we've had storm surges. And this is also a popular place for crabbing to be done along here. You see a lot of people throwing out crab lines into the water here. Something you don't see very often at the seaside are ducks. Ducks in seawater. And if you've ever wanted to go and see the seals, there's so many different seal trips running to Blakeney Point from here in the summer. These get booked up pretty quick as well, especially in the summer. Like you'll be ringing up first thing in the morning, phone lines will be engaged, and they'll say that's it, booked out for the day. So this is known as Wells Tide Recorder Station. And it just goes to show you how high the water can actually come up. In fact, if you come around here, show you just how high the water can go. The coastal flooding back in 1953 on the 31st of January, look how high it was in 1978. They also haven't put on here the tidal surge that happened a good few years ago as well, which was I think around about here. So just here on the left hand side used to be a little mini train that used to take you from here down to Pinewoods Holiday Park and actually down to the beach here on Beach Road. But I can't believe it, after God knows how many years, it's now no longer here. I don't know why they decided to take it away. The kids loved it, the adults loved it, going up on that little train, and it also saved on walking too. But if you know why they got rid of it, do let us know in the comments. So to walk to the beach, you can walk either here or down there. To be honest, on a windy day, it's probably not advisable to walk up here, but you do get a good view towards Holkham, but down there it's a lot less windy. What a gorgeous day it is today though. But if you don't want to walk along here and you think to yourself, I need to get further down, just dotted along, there are a few steps, which means you can change your mind if you want and walk further up or further lower down. It does make you think, if you've got one of those boats, how on earth do you go out to get it? Do you have to just go out at low tide? Does someone take you out there? It's quite funny. It's like parking your car miles away from the town. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments the reason why some of those boats, I mean, some of these boats are probably years and years old and they've been left here for a very long time. Like that one looks like it hasn't been touched in a while. So yeah, it's a very long, straight footpath to the beach. And if you are coming down to Wales, make sure you grab some good walking shoes, because well, it takes around about half an hour to get down here, because it's around about a mile from the town. So just over there, they're digging out some of the beach. I don't know whether they're just trying to make the entrance just a little bit better for ships and vessels to come in, because obviously when the storms happen here every winter, you know, the sand does shift about quite a lot. And there is an RNLI lifeboat station just at the very end of this walkway. And it makes you think, in an emergency, they've got quite a way to get down to the station before they can head out, unless they're stationed here. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But this is like a, look how eerie that looks. The sea here is obviously really calm as it comes in around this bay. I'm not going to walk on that because I don't want to get into any sinking sand, which I believe there is. Someone's boat they've just left there. But yeah, nice little beach, but I don't think you can go on it. There's almost like a little mini harbour just here for some fishing boats. Tell you what, it feels, I know it's January, but it actually feels almost spring-like today. There's also some support vessels here that I believe go out to the wind farm that's just beyond Wells. So let's just have a quick walk around towards Wells Lifeboat Station before we head to the beach, and my favourite part of the beach, which is actually through Pinewoods Holiday Park. It's crazy when you're in actually Wells Harbour and you look at this as a dot in the distance. It looks so far away. So almost right at the tip you can probably see Wells Town in the very distance. And just coming out around here. Look at that, you get a little secluded beach all to yourself if you know where to come. Obviously a lot of people use this for fishing. But that's where we're going to head to next, on towards Wells Beach, looking towards Holkham, and the famous beach huts that are actually so unique. You won't find these in many other places around the UK. That almost looks like an island out there. So you can see the old lifeboat station, and obviously this is where they're currently building the new one. It's also going to be a little bit of a visitor centre as well. It's actually going to be a really nice building. I was saying the other day about Great Yarmouth, you don't see the hordes of people on the beach anymore like you used to back in the 60s and 70s. But I have to say, Wells still gets thousands of people on the beach on a really sunny day. In fact, look at this footage I shot a couple of summers ago. Absolutely crazy. And when I say you could barely move for people, I wasn't wrong. Because normally at low tide you can actually walk across there. It's not advisable to do it because from here up towards Brancaster, a lot of people have lost their lives, you know, walking on these thinking it'll be a great little exploring trip, and then the tide comes in and then they're stuck. And the tide here is pretty strong. So obviously, don't be silly, obviously use your common sense. So the Coast Watch is up there, telling you the wind, the temperature, looking out over the water. So you can also get down towards the beach here as well. I love this little boardwalk. Does remind me of being in America actually, by the beach coming up here. The only problem is this time of the day the sun sets beyond the trees unless you go right round the corner where you can get the sunset on the beach. So that is one way to get to the beach. The other way is through the holiday park, Pinewoods. Just wanted to show you this area as well, where you can get a little bar for dogs. How cute is that? Great place to come for a coffee though, especially this time of day as the sun is setting. And I talked about this last time I was here. If anybody knows what this is or what it's here for, please let me know in the comments, because it's been doing my head in. Maybe it's a portal into another realm. You can't even see through the curtains. They've got curtains in there, so. So what's amazing coming to the beach this way is you get the sound of the sea in the distance. You get the roar of the wind through the trees. And on a sunny day, the sun just dancing through the pine trees looks so pretty. It's so calming walking through here. Now, I haven't really done too many forest walks, just purely because there's not really much to see other than forest. But yeah, Pinewoods Holiday Park is just over there. In fact, you'll see a little bit of the lake in a minute, but you can park here and then walk down to the beach this way. Oh, and the great thing is you'll never get lost. I can see where the Norfolk coastal path is and where the beach access is, which is this way. So this is one of my favourite entrances to the beach here in Wells, and on a good day, if you're lucky, you won't see anybody else. Just you, the fresh air, the beach, and the North Sea. The only thing about these steps is they're so close together, it feels really weird walking up. See what I mean? It's one of my favourite beaches in the summer and just as lovely in the winter, as we're just behind the famous beach huts. Looks like snow, look, with all the sand piled up. Now what's unique about these beach huts is that they are all lifted off the beach, so they all actually have steps that go up into them. And what's amazing is that none of these beach huts are identical. They're all completely different, all painted differently, all have their own unique style and different names on them as well. Blimey, these are steep. You can imagine in the summer, it's probably a really great atmosphere. You've got a barbecue out here, saying hello to your neighbours, jumping into the sea. The only downfall is obviously you can't sleep in these at night, but a lot of them have little kitchens in them, even little sofas as well. So some of these beach huts do go for around about 30, 40, 50, if not more, £1,000. And if I'm going to spend that much, I want at least a toilet in mine. I guess you could bring your own. But it's the view that you pay for. Where else can you get that? Now earlier I mentioned coming down here and actually getting the sunset. Now in the winter the sun doesn't come all the way around as it normally does in the summer, so I can kind of show you, but you kind of have to walk out just a little bit further towards the sea. But then yes, you could indeed watch a Norfolk sunset. But this beach, as you can see, is ridiculously big. So even on a beautiful warm summer's day, you will still have plenty of room to enjoy what is Norfolk's best beach. So thanks for watching Wells Next to the Sea in the winter. If you like the video, please make sure you do give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when I upload new videos or when I go live as well. I'll see you next time.